Politics in Nigeria, the way when it happen, sometimes you go they wonder whether or not the same thing whether they do in the Western world and Asian world, now be the same thing what they do in Nigeria. Everything they want just inject politics in everything. But I think that is a lifestyle of politicians. And Peter Obi, no matter how good he's trying to project himself, is not an exception. It's not different also from some of those issues. Look at it, just take a look at this headline. I have endured stereotypes as Igbo man. Peter Obi warns against ethnic profiling of Fulani, says crime has no tribe. Now, when you see what he's trying to say here, at some extent that is true. You see, crime no get a tribe. But when a particular crime is coming out from a particular ethnic group, this is how you are going to define it. You are not going to define that crime entirely based on the ethnic group, but you are going to, as instead, be fact first. Then thereby drawing boundaries. Now, so they take the discuss, now so they take the tackle crime. Let's put it in this way. We all know in this country that Fulani S-men, they are the current issue, security challenge in Nigeria. It is obvious. You don't need to wear glass for you to know. They don't need to tell you because the evidence is so much that, in fact, even blind man don't see them. Remember, we started talking from Fulani S-men. They call it a farmers' headers clash. Now, this country. But if you pay adequate attention, you know they hear that idea again of they hear that a farmers' headers clash again, crash or clash. I believe say, they hear them again now na banditry. Instead of to call and say Fulani S-men, no, they are damaging people's farms, they twist them. Now the same Fulani S-men, they are into kidnapping. Peter Obi one day joined them into bandwagons on trying to caution stereotyping Igbos. That is true, but that is different from this particular case. This one is what different. This is terrorism they are talking about. One of the serious crimes all over the world is banditry. Is one of kidnapping. Now, it has gone from just terrorizing people, but from kidnapping. So that is to tell you how this they progress from one angle to the other. And you have to discuss it. Discussing it is never about criminalizing Fulanis. Like I always say, there are good Fulanis, and there are now the bad eggs in Fulanis. Now, where you go be stereotyping, be say Fulani people, they will speak up, then people can't generalize them. Let's say all Fulanis are bad, these people, they are so evil. Now, that is what they call stereotype. May they not use grammar, they try, blackmail innocent Nigerians. Let's read. As an Igbo man, I have endured stereotypes, judgment, and labels solely on my ethnic group. It's just like all this way they say Igbo men, maybe in terms of business, they do money ritual, the Igbo man, they shit, they blow Jorodos. This game is different. This issue of Fulani men, this is never about stereotyping. Let's keep on going. He said this is not as an isolated experience. Most Nigerians have, at some point, been reduced to their ethnicity rather than recognizing their true character. I understand the pain of the ordinary Fulani man today, often unfairly judged by the action of criminals, a criminal he does not support, he has not met, and who are not representative of the people. Now, this is where the problem lies. Fulanis need to come out and start condemning these Fulani men. Okay, look at the other day. I saw this man, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, saying that this government have been so hard on Fulani men that they needed to kidnap in order to raise funds, to buy weapons, and stand against the government. A statement coming from such an individual. That kind of statement look like a place where they condemn insurgents, where they condemn criminality. Let's go. Even in America, such unjust labeling fueled the civil rights movement and prompted Martin Luther King to declare that people should be judged by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Now, let's put it this way, Peter Obi. Blacks were not committing crimes in the United States of America then. Blacks were not kidnapping. Blacks were not buying people. Blacks were slaves. Fulanis are not slaves in Nigeria. Fulanis are dominating all sectors of the economy. Nigerian leadership, our forces. In fact, Fulanis are the first class in Nigeria, which means they are not supposed to be engaging in any of this. Okay, imagine Igbos dominating Nigerian leadership. And at the same time, Igbos are engaged in high level kidnapping, terrorism, insurgents. Then when you talk about Igbos, you call it a stereotype. No. What they call stereotype is just this idea. Or say maybe war that happened in the past, using it to judge Igbos. Or maybe business idea, this idea, say Igbo people, they play all those kind of things. Those are stereotypes. But this issue of criminality, this has nothing to do with stereotype. So Peter Obi, and comparing Fulanis with, oh my God, innocent blacks. It is so unfair, Peter Obi. I know you are very smart and educated, and this you're trying to play politics. If you are to take it to politics, you need to know better. We must decisively abandon the dangerous practice of blaming entire ethnic groups for actions of a few criminals. It is unjust, it bleeds hatred, and it damages our national unity. Now, let's put it this way. How many Fulanis are coming out to condemn all of these activities? That is where it goes. That's where I begin to judge all of these things. See the high level of Fulanis coming out. Instead of Shegumi to condemn this, instead he's encouraging them more and more to do that. That is their only source of revenue. That without banditry, without kidnapping, without taking innocent lives, how can they succeed? How can they fund their... So Peter Obi, I know this politics. In your real mind, in normal days, I don't think you say things like this. If we are to go on normal days, I don't think you say things like this. But we need to be straightforward. We need to straighten what is happening. When he was a militant at that time, they called it Niger Delta militants. People didn't complain. Nobody called it stereotype. Why this time? These people are first-class citizens of this country. Queen, you never expect them to be behaving this way. And when they behave, it is right. We call them out. That's just a simple fact. So it is no stereotype. It is what the reality. It is what they're engaging on. And it needs to stop so fast.